There's a story as old as humanity itself, the phoenix, a mythical bird that embraces its destruction. It willingly steps into the fire, consumed by flames, reduced to ash. And yet it rises, reborn, renewed and unburdened. This isn't just a legend, it's a powerful metaphor for the process of transformation. But why is letting go so terrifying? It's because our minds are wired for survival. Clinging to the familiar, even when it no longer serves us, feels safer than venturing into the unknown. This is loss aversion at work, a cognitive bias that tricks us into believing that holding on protects us. Imagine this. A tree in autumn doesn't mourn the loss of its leaves. It sheds them in trust, knowing spring will come, bringing new growth. Similarly, the fire isn't your ending, it's your beginning. What it consumes are the chains that weigh you down, outdated beliefs, toxic habits and identities rooted in the past. The phoenix doesn't rise despite the flames, it rises because of them. Transformation demands surrender, letting go of what no longer fits the person you're becoming. Step into the fire not with fear but with trust. Beneath the ashes lies fertile ground for your growth, and just like the phoenix, you too can rise stronger and more vibrant than before. We all carry invisible weights, old habits that drain our energy, toxic relationships that dim our light, and fears rooted in past failures. They cling to us like heavy chains. But have you ever asked yourself, what am I holding on to, and why? Often it's not the thing itself, but the story we've attached to it. If I let this go, who will I be? That fear of losing a part of ourselves keeps us stuck. But here's the truth. Holding on isn't safety, it's stagnation. Think about a river. It doesn't stagnate by clinging to its banks. It flows freely, carving mountains, nourishing valleys, and finding its purpose. Now, close your eyes and imagine, what would your life feel like if you let go of the weight you've been carrying? Maybe it's the fear of failure, the need for approval, or the comfort of routines that no longer serve you. Letting go isn't about losing. It's about creating space for something greater. Release is an act of courage, not weakness. It's about trusting that what lies ahead is far more valuable than what you leave behind. Let the chains fall. Not because it's easy, but because it's necessary. The freedom you seek isn't in holding tighter, it's in letting go. Letting go isn't a single decision, it's a process, a series of deliberate steps that require courage and consistency. True transformation doesn't just happen, it's built, one choice at a time. But where do you begin? Start with your surroundings. Decluttering your physical space may seem trivial, but it mirrors the emotional and mental release you're seeking. Clear out what no longer serves you. Next, look inward. Identify the habits that tether you to the past. Replace just one destructive habit with something new, something that aligns with the person you're striving to become. Change isn't overwhelming when you break it into small, intentional steps. Then turn your attention to your thoughts. Write them down, your fears, your doubts, the regrets that keep you awake at night. On paper, their weight often diminishes. Follow this with affirmations, but not the hollow kind. Choose words that remind you of your potential and resilience. Finally, envision your future self. Who are they, and what do they stand for? Use this vision as your guide. Every small act of letting go brings you closer to that person. Transformation doesn't demand perfection. It asks for persistence. Each step you take is an act of renewal, a moment of growth. When you've let go of the old, what remains is possibility, raw, unshaped potential. The question now is, how do you build a life that reflects your truest self? Start by embracing change as your ally, not your enemy. Instead of fearing it, lean into its lessons. Reflect on your past struggles. What did they teach you? What strengths did they reveal? These lessons are the foundation of your growth. Growth is not about erasing the past. It's about weaving it into a richer, more authentic narrative. Set goals, but let them evolve as you do. Pursue what challenges you, ignites your curiosity and pushes your limits. Surround yourself with people who uplift and inspire you, those who see your potential even when you don't. And above all, be patient. Growth isn't a straight line, it's a winding path with highs and lows. There will be setbacks, but each one is a lesson in disguise. The phoenix doesn't rise perfect, it rises ready. Start building not with an obsession for perfection, but with a commitment to authenticity. You're not just rebuilding, you're transforming. Piece by piece, step by step, you'll create a life that reflects your deepest truths. a life that resonates with your purpose and your power. And just like the phoenix, you'll rise, unshackled, vibrant, and free.